it. Oh, wow, what a shot. That's going to be it, people.
The 8 Ball Classic, let's give you a quick breakdown of some of the key rules here in this match. Of course, APA rules will apply. Coaching is not allowed as this is singles or individual competition. And as I mentioned, 5 championships being decided today, 1 in each skill level tier. And in this match, we're going to be watching the yellow tier. Now let's meet our championship finalists. First up from Seymour, Connecticut, we have Edy Salcedo. And from Miami, Florida, we have Charles Zelman. And as we mentioned, they're going to be competing for a $15,000 prize package this afternoon. The runner-up here will be taking home a $9,000 prize package. This match will be a 4-4 race with each player being a skill level of 5. They're going to need to win 4 games to take home the match. So the players are ready to go. Let's take you down into Pool Dog Arena for the start of the yellow tier of the 8-Ball Classic. You have Edy on the left here, Charlie on the right, preparing to lag.
And that's going to be close.
Edy wins the lag. He will have the break.
Well, both players can sigh, take a sigh of relief here because just making it here.
Absolutely.
First you have it steps. Making it to Vegas, period, is not an easy feat. There's singles boards. There are regional qualifiers to bring you here. So these guys have definitely deserved to be here, and now all of a sudden find themselves in the finals. And this is the time to just try your best to loosen up, not be bothered by the live stream, the audience sitting here, the people at home.
Sure, easy enough. Just ignore it. Block it out.
No big deal. No big deal. You watch the blue tier, and both players there were able to really calm down, settle in. And somebody's got to win, so why not you, right?
Edy here at the table. Edy Salcedo out of Connecticut. You say you ran into him earlier in the event. He said, I'll see you in the finals.
It was like the
True
first
story?
day. Yeah, he just came up and introduced himself and
Okay.
said, nice to meet you, shook my hand. He says, I'll see you in the finals. I haven't run into Charles, but I did run into Edy earlier, and
It's pretty impressive when
introduced
you have
himself.
a field of 151 players to
Yes.
say, I'll see you in the final. But he is a man of his word, and
a lot of people will say that. Edy is not
Sure.
the first one. A lot of people will say that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to commentate. You want to
Yep.
talk about me. I want you to talk about me. And like you said, true to his word, here he is. I guess to draw first blood here. Looks like, and he's going to pick the high balls. Every ball is makeable in a pocket. Oh, no, I guess not. Has to start out playing defense.
Chance now for Charlie, his first opportunity at the table. Again, he is out of the Miami area, down in the Sunshine State.
He has to start with a long shot here on the 4. Oh, he's going to play defense. Well, I like the way these guys are playing already. Not taking any chances, playing defense. And that is true. The 12 ball was made on the break, so Edy does have the stripe. Charles has the solids. So I'm going to see another attempt at a defensive shot here.
Some defensive play early here between Edy and Charlie.
Bit of a cat and mouse game starting out. But I have a feeling Edy's going now, making this 9 ball. Can just roll it in, position on the 10. I'm going to fix that. It's Edy. It's not Edy.
Looks
Edy.
like Edy.
It looks like Edy, but
Edy Salcedo. And this is the yellow tier. Both these players started the tournament as 4s. They've both gone up to a skill level of 5, which is not that uncommon.
no. I mean, to make it out here, a lot of times you almost have to be kind of pushing the top of your skill level a little bit to be able to play all these matches to get here, then all the way through, and we
Got to
do
win
input.
several matches to get here.
Yeah,
So.
and we input after each round, so it's kind of like if you're playing 7 matches, that is 7 weeks if you're playing at home. So they're playing at the top of your game.
And I'm glad we do that. I'm glad that even throughout the tournament they continue, to put them at their
100%.
instead of just letting them come in and play at that, skill level.
Yeah, because then there's nothing you can, if somebody, I mean, it should be. It should just another match, and it's input. We do that at local level for our tournaments. The regional championships, we do it in the World Qualifier and in triannuals. No different here. This rack really is about shot selection and try not to go into any of the balls. No reason to disturb everything. Oh, just missed that one. No major harm done, though. Didn't leave much of a shot. Edy only has 2 balls left on the table. To Charles' 6. That gives Charles the advantage. See, he's just going to try to roll the cue ball down towards the end rail here, I would think. About all he can do. Not a bad play. In this spot, nothing easy, so the main job for Charlie, if he does go for something here, is to look at where's the 11, where's the 15, just in case I miss. And he played a defensive shot. Did he get there? This may be an opportunity even for a little bit of a jump shot. The problem is he's not going to, even if he makes the 11, he's not going to have much of a shot on the 15, but no, he's going to kick at it. Uh-oh, trouble.
Scratches in that top corner. Ball in hand to Charlie here.
He's got a really nice layout here, Jason. He's going to start, make that 7, getting that 4 ball out of there. Come down for the 3. Key shot could turn out to be the 5 ball. Seems easy to play position for, but when it's in the center of the table like this, it's harder to kind of feel where exactly to be with position. When the ball is closer to a rail or to a pocket, then it kind of is more self-explanatory. And a lot of times you get a little bit lazy. Well, it's right there, and I can make it in different pockets, but you stop playing position. And that is not the smartest shot today. Just stop shot would have worked. Now he rolled up, and I don't know that he has a shot. He's looking at the 2 down the rail. You got to be flirting with that side pocket scratch. And it's a tough cut to begin with. But as you can see, the pocket is blocked for the 5. Can't hit the 1. Unless he can just, one shot would be just to try to clip this 5 ball and roll the cue ball down here. No. Okay. Edy is giggling a little bit because that 5 ball rolled up to, and now I don't think the 11 ball is makeable, so he's looking at that. Can make the 15, but what about that 11? The main thing he wants to do here is not hit the 5. Even if it doesn't go in, he can block that pocket. That did not work out as the way he hoped. Charlie can make this 5 ball in the corner. He's in a good spot. It's the most defense I think we've seen all week between these 2 players. Smart plays. They're not taking any chances. But they got to remember, we had a player, Mike McKinney, if you're listening, in Coastal Carolina. He played so many defenses that he never really went for it. Ended up eventually losing out because he just played so many. There's a certain time it's go time. And having safeties, playing defensive shots, a great deal, but at a certain
Eventually you got to pocket the balls.
You got to, exactly. Little bad luck later, or somebody coming up with a great shot, and all of a sudden they come from behind out of nowhere. So this is definitely go time right here for Charlie.
Charlie can finish this rack out. Take an early 1-0 lead in this race to 4.
If he hits this with some speed, he's got natural position to play the 2 in the side. Uh-oh. Ooh. Put a little unwanted spin on that cue ball. A little unwanted English. Uh-oh, double kiss. That was double kiss of death right there.
Now a chance for Edy to finish off this rack.
Yeah, he just second little kiss on the cue ball. Brought the cue ball in line to where he's got a shot on this 11 in the side now. Got to bank it if he wants, or he can just tap this in. Boy.
Well, another opportunity for Charlie. As he looks over the table, Charlie wanted to make sure we said hello to his friends from K&K's, especially his captain, Alessandra. as well as his friends from work at the Miami Improv Comedy Club.
Oh, I love
I
it.
think Charlie's a comedian?
Well, that's something we should know. Oh, I jumped
he's
up
not
a
gonna
little
be-
bit there, and he was hoping that was going to stay.
I was going to say, he's not going to be laughing about that shot. Another opportunity now for Edy to finish out this rack on the 8 ball. Marks up his pocket.
And as we so often see, a little bit of nerves here in the first rack. Players usually take a rack or two to get really settled in, and that even includes your Masters players. Get used to the speed of the cloth. Being in the arena, did he make it? Oh wow. He says thank you to this brand new cloth that slides.
So Edy pockets that 8 ball in the corner pocket, not without a little bit of drama, and he will have the break when we return here in just a moment. And we are back here at Pool Dog Arena, continuing coverage of the APA 8-Ball Classic. This is the yellow tier. Edy Salcedo at the table, leading 1-0 in this race to 4.
All right.
Nice spread, but anything
7
drop?
Ball?
Yeah,
Yep,
we did
7
have
ball
one.
went down. Got a shot at he's got a few different options here. A couple different options, the 2 and the 5. I think the 5 ball here is the way to go.
Mentioned Edy's from Connecticut. He wanted to make sure we said hello to his mom and dad, his brothers, his wife, and his children. And the folks at US1 Billiards. That's Jason Shaw's room up in Connecticut, I believe. He also mentioned Yale Billiards.
It's a good spot.
And, of course, the Greater New Haven APA folks tuning in, cheering him on.
Charlie stepping up to a little bit of a messier situation for him with the stripes here. He's going to take a look, see which way to go. If there's a way for him to make the 13 here and roll up for the 11, that's his biggest trouble, really, that and the 15. So take it out now. I jumped up a little bit. We do see that a lot. It's a good thing to when you're practicing or playing at home, or to always stay down a little bit longer than you think you should. Let that ball drop. Take your time, because what happens is when you get nervous, you will jump up quicker. So by staying that extra time and getting in the habit of doing that, then you're still going to stay down under pressure, even though you tend to jump up. You're going to stay little 1 second longer because you have to finish your stroke before you move your head and get up out of it. It pretty much goes for all sports. You just got to follow through before you do anything else, golf, pool, darts, whatever you want to, whatever game, whatever sport you're playing. It's a natural reaction. It's kind of like, please go in. You know? No peeking in pool. You just got to shoot your shot, follow through, keep your head down, and then you'll find out if you made it or not.
All right.
Ooh. That is not the side you wanted to be on for this one ball. Let's see what he's going to come up with here. Well, go time, Charlie. Everything's right there for the taking. He's just trying to make a good plan here. He's got the advantage if he does get out of line that Edy only has that one ball left.
Charlie's only been playing pool a little over a year. He's making good progress in a short amount of time.
That's pretty amazing. Oh, no, I'm going to do that.
Frustrating result there for Charlie. Ball in hand now to Edy.
And the worst part, too, if you give your opponent enough chances, not only obviously they have a chance to win the point, but the confidence level will go up for your opponent, where he's felt the pressure the first rack, but now you kind of start feeling a little better. Oh, he's going to play it in the corner. Wow. Yeah. I was afraid of that.
My.
All he had to do was, instead of straight in, just to pay attention, instead of a straight in shot, give yourself a little bit angle on that one, hit center ball, it would have drifted straight. Oh, Charlie's a little quick. Charlie's definitely feeling the nerves right now. He just literally went down and just hit the ball. Time to take a deep breath. Remember how you got here.
Edy able to finally finish off that one ball that was hanging in the corner. He'll grab that pocket marker. Chance to take a 2-0 lead in this race to 4. Oh, my.
Oh.
Left another hanging.
I
now
didn't
be careful with that 8 ball. See if we can get the overhead to see where that 8 ball's at in that corner. Wow.
That is deep.
Danger zone.
You need to shoot the 15. He needs to shoot a 15 here. Problem is now he's got to really do something to get over to the 15, being that the 8 ball is blocking the pocket. I think he's just going to roll up on this 9, get it off that spot, leave Edy snookered. And this is a dangerous shot here. I don't think he can come this way, which means he's going to have to kick. And kicking at a ball that's that deep in the pocket is very easy to make both the 8 and the cue ball. So, touchy little shot for Edy. He's trying to see if there's any way he can hit close enough to the 15 to make it. I'm not sure. There's a fly. That fly has been right there. Of all the places in this room the fly could be, the whole match, last match, I noticed it too.
Everybody loves the white diamond, including the fly.
True. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So
All right.
he does
now.
foul, but the 8 ball's still on the table. The cue ball's still on the table, and now
But
it'll be Charles
he
that
needs
has
to play this 15 ball. It's a must. There you go. Deep breath, Charlie. You're still here. It's 1-0. It's early. Okay. This is the it ball. We'll see if he chooses to try to severe cut on that 14 on the side or long shot off the rail on the 9. That corner pocket is way more forgiving than the side, so I think he's going to go for the corner. Good shot there. There you go. There's that breathing. It makes such a huge difference. You get some, just getting some oxygen to your brain.
to the brain. And now a chance for Charlie to tie this match up at a game apiece. Looked like this rack was over multiple times for Edy, but suddenly Charlie is right here where he wants to be, tied 1 game apiece, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Pool Dog Arena, continuing coverage of the APA 8-Ball Classic in Las Vegas. Charles Zelman has just tied this match up at a game apiece, and he will have his first break of the match. This is a race to 4.
We have a pretty decent crowd here for the first couple of matches. They tend to increase as we go along. But you also have to, made a ball. We also have to remember that there's a lot of matches going on in the 3 tournament rooms. You got the Mini Mania room, Showdown Series room, and the main arena, of course, the main room, the big one. And I bet you
they're all big ones.
Every table pretty much is going right now, I think.
3 big rooms here.
Both of these players in the first rack, if you were watching, very good defensive players, good thinkers, and I think it's going to come up quite a bit here considering this layout. It's going to be a cat and mouse game. So much of that 8-ball is just being patient. Make your move. Know that you're not going to run out. You don't have to make a ball every single time. And that worked out perfectly. Look at that. He got a shot on that 9. A little low right on this. Coming back here, you can go into these. Usually if it's wide open, you don't want to go into anything. But in this case, oh. All right, surveying obviously has the 13, but that 14 and 11. Can he make the 11, I wonder, under the 5? Yeah, he can.
He's done a nice job of kind of settling in after that missed shot in the last rack where he didn't take a lot of time. He was visibly frustrated afterwards. But ever since, he has looked very good.
I think he had a little conversation with himself. Okay, we got to get rid of these nerves. Well, this could be a run out here. Look at that. Can shoot a stop shot and shoot the 8 down in the corner. You could try to draw it. Got to make sure he goes into or past the 6 if he does. Either way, oh, wow. Ugh. Not my favorite shot, being jacked up over a ball like that. Ugh. Left himself a tester.
Looking to cut it in the side pocket here to take a 2-1 lead.
That was a tough shot there.
And now a chance for Edy with a lot of room to work.
Mm-hmm. And, advantage Edy now, because as long as he doesn't make an unforced error, leaving an open shot on this 8, he can really control this rack, whether he runs out or not. Get in trouble, just should be able to find a way to play safety. Where Charlie can't get to the 8, so open, pretty table for Edy right now.
This yellow tier started with 151 players. Edy and Charlie, the last 2 standing. Competing for a $15,000 prize package.
I think we're going to see one of those safeties here. Just hit and stick on that 1 ball. Freeze behind the 6. No reason to take any chances, obviously, in this position. Here, just like that. Is one of the worst things that can happen or that you can do to yourself, whichever, it doesn't matter, but getting all the way down to the 8 with your opponent with all their balls on the table, it's really difficult to win from there unless your opponent really makes a mistake. All right. Be careful with the speed here. Don't want to hit this too firm. Just enough for the 8 to get a rail, just like that. Good hit.
Nice. Gets a clean hit.
Fly.
Fly liked it as well.
It's all the way up by the light now.
Edy back to the table.
Another good shot.
Fails to contact the 8-ball. Ball in hand now for Edy. 4 object balls remaining on the table, as well as the 8. Certainly a chance now to regain his early lead.
Here's where you shoot balls in sections. You never want the cue ball to travel any more than it needs to, so he's got a great angle here to shoot the 7, come down for the 2. Just leave yourself an angle so you can automatically come up for the 6. That's pretty much perfect. All you have to do is make this. Now really decide where you want to be to get from the 6 to the 8. That's perfect. Perfect speed. And he did what he had to do, any doubt about making a ball, you just play safety. And finally got that open shot.
Pockets the 8 in the corner, takes a 2-1 lead in this race to 4. And Edy Salcedo will have the break when we return in just a moment. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the APA 8-Ball Classic. Edy Salcedo leading 2-1 in this race to 4. He has the break here.
Nice break there, wide open. And I believe he made one
Pocket
of each.
one of each, yeah.
So open table. I'm thinking solids here, just by having a quick look, mainly because of this 6-ball right here. Other than that, both sides look pretty sporty, but it's definitely the choice. Again, this is the red tier, so everybody starts, once they qualify here, as a 4. Unless somehow you went up at home right before you came here, but we input, obviously, after each round. And Jason and I are not privy to if they just went up in the last match
Yeah,
or
I'm
if
not
it
sure
was in
when
the
they went
second
up,
match.
but
But during the tournament, some point, chances are that as we input every time, and you're playing your hardest when you get out here, and you're playing match after match after match. I mean, a yellow tier. Sorry, yellow tier. I do still, after 16 years of running a league, I still get confused with the tiers.
well, in fairness, we've added tiers over the years.
Exactly, and that kind of
More
changed
tiers
things a
than we
little
had
bit.
16
Yeah.
years ago. Added the orange tier, or added the gray tier in 9-ball. Charles back to the table.
Charles does have a ball there. That 13 ball is a good helper for him to be able to slide down. If he can get the angle, he wants to be a little bit straighter. Just came up a hair short. If he gets here, then he can easily make this come down for the 10. Now the angle is a little bit severe. I don't know if he can hit it softly enough to hold it there for a shot at the 10 ball. Again, this shot's going to be impeded by that 8 ball. It's a tough spot to be in here, boy. You forget whenever you're shooting over a ball, not only can you not get down like you normally do to get a good line of aim, but at the same time, any English that you accidentally put on the ball is going to make you miss. So. All right, chance for Edy to get on the hill here. I don't know. Can he make the 6 ball, I wonder? I thought so, but maybe he can't. No, he cannot. Nothing wrong with that shot. These guys both do the European clicking.
What is that?
It's like a way. It's a billiard thing. It's always been like that. I think at carom, snooker. You click like this instead of applaud for like.
Really? I don't think I've
shots.
ever noticed that before.
For real?
Yeah.
They both do.
I
it
noticed.
for each other.
I
here.
noticed Charles do it.
Edy just did it.
Okay.
And so, coming from Europe,
Okay.
I remember when all the Americans, we all went back. This is after I moved to the States, and we all went back to play in a tournament in Gothenburg, Sweden. And I'm telling you, Mike Siegel, Rempe, Mattia, all these guys, they laughed so hard because everybody, there was no applause. They all were doing the snapping. Oh, my gosh.
Learned
But
something new here. I've noticed it, but
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant. So
It's
excellent
just
analysis.
yeah, it's a form of appreciation of a good shot as
Okay.
opposed to rooting for some. It's just nice
Mhm.
shot kind of thing. And I just
It's like acknowledging the
yes,
something's good without applauding it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't
Because
think
you
these
are
guys,
still competitors.
These
I
guys
don't know
don't
if
feel
I
like
wanna
applauding
cheer
each
you
other,
on, but I do respect what you've done.
exactly. And These 3 balls right here for Edy to get on the hill. He's going to have to really put the little, if he's going to put a lot of reverse on this, with the table being a new cloth, you can see he's adding a little bit, just enough. I was going to say, much better off having a thin hit on it in that situation than trying to force it with reverse.
And the 8-ball drops. Edy Salcedo now leading 3-1. He is on the hill, and he'll have a chance to put this match away when we return in just a moment.
He did it. He did it. Holy smokes, what a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath. And we are back here in Las Vegas, Pool Dog Arena, continuing coverage of the APA 8-Ball Classic. Edy Salcedo from a championship. We'll watch that 8-ball, see if he can get it moving. We haven't seen much 8-ball movement yet today.
No, they're both breaking from straight on, which is not going to make the 8 move very much. The side break, it's safer as far as keeping control of scratching, but it's not going to give much action on that 8.
It's a dry break.
First thing Charles took a look at was that 3 and 15 down there. No super easy. I think I would definitely go with the solids here, though, mainly because of this right here, where you have the 4 that can actually help do something with that 315. Kind of a help ball. The 6 is going to be an issue as far as if he wants to try to run out. Now what, shooting the 7 here, coming out a little bit, you can shoot the 1, come down and deal with this over here if he wants. 6 is still up there at the other side of the table though, but it does go in both pockets, so clean up what you got down here first.
Still have a whole lot of action today, even after this match. 3 more championships still to be decided. Our next match will be coming at you at 2 p.m., is that right? 2 p.m. Pacific.
2. Yep.
5 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast. I believe that'll be the red tier.
I was a tier ahead. This is the yellow tier. That's the red tier.
Yep. It was blue, yellow, red, orange, purple in the 8-ball side. $15,000 up for grabs in each tier.
Not a bad payday. That's a good payday in the pros. All right. Edy's turn to try to make something of this mess here. Down at the other end of the table. Just got to focus on a path to get there.
As Edy navigates the table, I want to make sure we mention all of our sponsors. Of course, we've talked a lot about Pool Dog, our friends at Diamond Tables, Aramith Billiard Balls, Action Cues, and our newest sponsor, Kamui Tips.
That's what I use for quite a while. And I've had it a long time because since I
Lasts a
retired,
while, right?
they're great. They
Yeah.
last for a very long time. Like great.
Kamui Tips. I know they make chalk as well. It's very popular.
Oh, jumped up a little bit there.
Kamui based out of Japan. Trying to get them to come check out the event. Said you've not seen anything like it. You got to come out. If you can't come in April, come in August. So
Yeah.
we'll see if we can get them out here to visit. Ooh.
Again, you got the pressure of wanting to become the 2025 8-ball singles champion, but you also have the pressure of everybody at home. You've got the keyboard warrior to worry about. You got your family that's home, your friend that's home, all these people that are sitting here.
Ava and I talking about you behind your back.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Literally
isn't it?
right now.
Yeah.
As we watch Edy pocket that 9 in the corner. Getting closer.
This is a super tough shot that he's planning here. He's looking to shoot the 14 ball off the 15. The 15 is a ways away. It's makeable, but you have to hit this just right.
Things have gotten quite messy on that lower
Yeah.
rail.
Is he going to go ahead and make this combo, I wonder? No. Uh-oh. It'll be fun. I'm glad we're having Jeremy Jones come and join us.
Yeah, he'll be here later this week. I think he comes in, what's today, Tuesday? He'll
thought
be
he was
in
coming
sometime tomorrow.
Yeah.
He'll start joining us on Thursday, I believe. I think he's got some folks signed up for a few private lessons while he's out here. But he has not been to an APA event, he told me, since the Camel Pro Days back at the Riviera. So you're talking
He does
20,
the USM
25,
for
20.
us, though, right?
He comes to USM, but he's not
Yeah.
been out here to Vegas with
Yeah.
us. So
That'll be fun.
excited to have him out here.
Great guy.
He'll jump here in the booth with us for a little bit.
Good luck getting a word in edgewise when we get started. All right, so made one of Charlie's balls there. Nothing easy on this table. All I can think of is that he's looking to block that pocket. That's all I can think of him looking at here. for a little bit of luck here. He's gonna. Oh no, he's gonna try to shoot this 4. Is it gonna get over? Good play. Still some work to do here.
And you mentioned Jeremy Jones would be here later this week. One thing we haven't mentioned is Dr. Q is here. Florian Kohler is here, both doing trick shot exhibitions. The Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, is back. She's here. So an opportunity to...
We had some of the guy pros being here as well.
Yeah, I saw Sky Woodward and Billy were here.
Nice shot.
One of the vendors. Big shot, but...
Ew. That is not what he had hoped for right there. All I can think of is just a thin hit, a lot of right spin, send the cue ball up table, and mess those 2 up. There you go.
All right. Edy Salcedo, 2 object balls and an 8-ball away from a $15,000 victory. Is he up to the task here? Just going to play a safety.
All right, see who's more patient.
Another safety there by Charles.
Let's see, I would send the cue ball down to the other. The closer Charlie gets to be at doing something, playing a safety on that 8, I would try to freeze that cue ball right here. And that way he's got a longer shot and it's tougher to control for him to hit the perfect shot. You could try to thin it and miss the whole ball, but when you're this close to it, he can still stay in the game. So sooner you can, if nothing else, send it to the other side of the table.
Safety battle continues. Who will be the first to blink? A lot of pressure on Charles. Obviously, Edy with the 3-1 lead.
Yes.
Has some margin for error. Charles does
here?
not.
He marked the pocket. Oh, my gosh. Well, what a way for it to go. Oh, my gosh, he almost made it.
You heard the collective
Wow.
groan from the crowd here in Pool Dog Arena.
He
Thought
took a
maybe,
chance.
just maybe.
And
now
I think he blinked first there in that patient little safety battle they had. And I think anybody on the planet would love to have this layout for the championship. Edy is on the hill for $15,000. This is where your nerves come, because you go, there's no way I can not get out, right? Or can I? Can I miss this? It's like your committee in the back of your head starts talking to you.
Now just the 8-ball remains. And there it is. Edy Salcedo fires that 8-ball in the corner, and he is the 2025 8-Ball Classic champion in the yellow tier.
Congratulations on winning the 2025 8-Ball Classic. Tell me, how are you feeling right now?
I can't even describe the emotion. It's overwhelming. I just overjoyed.
Can you reflect a little bit and tell your audience about your journey coming here?
It's just been an incredible roller coaster of emotions, up and down, hill battles. I've met so many great people, great sportsmanship throughout the tournament, and it's been a real pleasure.
I see that you had an audience in the crowd here and some people cheering for you. Did you have anything that you wanted to say to anybody back home?
Yeah, there's too many people to name, but for one, my family, my parents, my brothers, my wife and kids, Jason Shaw back at US1 and Bobby Hilton at Yale Billiards, just to name a couple. Connecticut's a small state, but a lot of heart, a lot of good pool players, and I've had the benefit to learn and watch a lot of that talent, and yeah, really appreciate all those folks back home.
Well, it looks like it got you into this arena today, and I'm going to go ahead and say congratulations again and pass this back to Jason and Ava.
There you have it, folks. Your new 8-Ball Classic champion in the yellow tier, Edy Salcedo out of Connecticut, taking home that $15,000 prize package. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. If you haven't got enough pool playing action in today, we'll be back in just a few minutes with the finals of the red tier. That's going to be starting at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. for all of you on the East Coast, and that's all part of our continuing coverage of this year's APA Pool Player Championships. Thank you for joining us.